Good morning. Oh. How's it going, guys? Another day of cooking.
So I'm able to use my computer and transfer over those commands for you.
Okay. Josie, I shot. Love the pancake. Nike, yes. Afternoon, where you are.
Morning!
You were on holiday. Where were you, Pancake? Holidays are the best. It's pencil case. Okay, I'll try and put that into my brain, but I can't make any promises.
Pencil case?
Yeah,
What?
don't worry about it.
Okay.
Not something to concern your brain. Curacao. Curacao? How do you say that word even? Yeah, other end of the world for you. Well, did you enjoy it at least? Roll my sleeves up. We're getting into it, guys. Curacao? What do they make there? Some kind of liqueur? Curacao. Curacao. There it is. Curacao. Okay, we're gonna start just making a little coffee first. I'm still waking up. I'm sure you guys can tell. You can see the struggle that's going on over here. Every day of the year, it's 30 Celsius, tropical climate. I'll live there. I would like to go there. The rabbit. We'll just set that aside for a sec. Okay, let's grind it up. First time cooking rabbit on stream. Hopefully we don't get too many haters in today. I know, bunnies are cute, but so are all the other animals that we eat. So don't hate on me, okay, guys? Showing something new. I've actually not prepared rabbit that often in my life. The first time I was in culinary school, so that makes sense. So that was like 8 years ago. Second time was just last year at the same job that I'm at now. And we did a little bit of deboning of rabbit. But other than that, I have not cooked too much rabbit in my life. So it could be a learning experience for me too. Besides the racist remarks from other people of color where you work, really they're racist? You're being trained on a third position since you learned too fast. And that was just the first 5 days. They're going to be more mad when they find out you're going to get 40 hours and they're getting less than 30. Exactly, Nike. Just work them under the table. Show them what's what. That's all you need to do, man. I'm impressed. But not surprised. What, Nike, what would you say is the most ordered item? Like, is it just the Shack burger that most people get? Yeah, Tate is gonna Tate. I'm gonna open up this window beside me, too. It's a beautiful sunny day outside. And, guys, I sold my old bike yesterday, so that's awesome. That felt really good. It went to a new home. A new happy home. Fries is the most ordered item. And that's the next position, is learning to fry. That's a busy station. Like, if you're working fryer, you're gonna get rocked the whole night. And that's like most kitchens. It's like we only have Right now at work, we have one deep fried item on the menu. We just have like a little fryer in the kitchen. It's just like crispy polenta fries, and that thing is going all night. Like, it's full. So for like a 30-seat restaurant to be busy like that, I can't even imagine a Shake Shack fryer. Josie, you've eaten rabbit. In Spain, they eat it quite a lot in paella. See, that sounds delicious. Okay, cover your ear holes. If you have headphones, it's going to be just a little bit loud with the coffee grinder. Sammy had the water already heating up for us. Streamlined. Paella was made with fish. Paella can be made with a lot of different ingredients. It's kind of one of those dishes that varies depending on the region that you live in Spain. So like if you're obviously by the sea, you'll have more seafood in it. If you live more inland, then that's where your rabbit and your chicken would come in. And I did have paella when I was in Spain. I think maybe it was like a prawn or a shrimp one with like a saffron type of sauce.
This is
What?
my subscription. Twitch isn't getting a cut. Smiling face.
My drops! Thank you so much for the $5 dono.
So good.
Yeah, this is my subscription. Twitch isn't getting a cut of that. Thank you so much, my drops. Hope you are well. Yeah, time will fry for you. You told your GM, he's like, we're gonna nip that in the butt. No, I am so happy that you stood up for that, because I hate that shit in kitchens. It's like, you're a family. Like, everyone's in there all the time, just getting crapped on, so busy. Like, you gotta stay positive. Everyone has to stick together. Racism should not be a thing in this day and age anymore. They put you on grill on Friday lunch and you didn't even get rocked? I love that. What's a big green egg pencil case? It is the charcoal or wood grill that we have. So it's a special type of barbecue. And so the donation goal that we have up right now, the Pizza Porta is what it's called. Hopefully Sammy will post a little link to it. But it's like this metal insert that they made for the barbecue that you can put in, and it makes it a wood-fired pizza oven. It's really, really cool. Yeah, BGE, that's the abbreviation for all of us nerds. They are expensive, but a worthwhile investment if you use it weekly. Like in the summertime, we grill a lot, and we like to play around with it and do different stuff. And you guys know I freaking love pizza. And last time we tried to make a wood-fired pizza on the egg with like a pizza stone, we shattered it. So we're like, let's try something different. You had your Hereford ribeye steak from the Green Egg in this one luxurious restaurant. Yeah. Restaurants that have eggs in them, that's insane. Because those things get smoking. So to be able to have that in a kitchen, like you need a really good exhaust system.
The Pear Tree in Vancouver has one in the restaurant. That's where Gus knew about the big green egg.
Yeah, and same with Scott when he worked at PDC, they had a medium in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Your buddy has one too, my drops? Man, honestly, yeah, it is so heavy. It is so freaking heavy. You can't move that thing around. But even like the Kamado Joe is a little bit less expensive. I think it still does the same thing. It's really fun if you like primitive style cooking with like fire and meat and all that good stuff. But it is challenging. Like, you still have to know how to control a fire, obviously. So it's a little bit different than a gas barbecue, but it has the best flavor, in my opinion. You can't really beat that charcoal flavor. $1,800 got junk? What? And he found his. Yeah, I think that the mini egg is not really worth it for the size. Like, you might as well just spend a little bit more and be able to grill more at one time. Hey Siri, 6-minute timer.
Okay, 6 minutes and counting.
She knows. I just ate in your face. I love that, Dasher. Is that Koofy? Yes, it is. I don't know if we still have the bag. No. But this type is from a brand called Kicking Horse here in Canada. The name of it is Hoodoo Joe, and it's a medium roast. Are we feeling like iced coffees today, Sammy?
Sure.
Yeah? Little icy ice? Or no? I might just do biscuit fish cup. You want the beer cup?
I'll just have a normal coffee, I'm fine.
Yeah, he was questioning it. Probably beer, guys. You had tacos at your favorite haunt 15 minutes ago. Yes. Could go for some tacos today. But what did you eat, Dasher? That is the important question. So that's what happened, my drops? Is that your friend got it for free because the customer didn't want to carry it? Insane.
What? That's legit.
That's like,
That is
he's
a great
blessed.
fight. Holy
hashtag
shit.
blessed. Sammy, how many times have you had to move the egg out of the apartment in Vancouver?
1, 2. I've had to move it twice. The third time the mover did it, I didn't do shit. It came down.
Oh yeah, that's
I didn't have
true.
to lift it down yet.
Oh, thank gosh.
Yeah.
That's true.
I cringe watching other people move it though for me.
Nike, never say sorry about chatting. I always try and read everyone's chats. And yes, we haven't seen each other in a while, so we have some shit to catch up on, okay? Yeah, I was gonna give you shit, but we'll allow this. Fried fish though, Dasher? Like, that's such a good way to have fish. Just because fish is like so soft and delicate, right? So when you put a crispy coating on it, it's so good. The contrast in textures. You've already lost a few pounds. That's awesome, man. I think I lost maybe a pound this week just biking to work. Is the way that I can tell is my work pants get looser. So it's like, hey, good things are happening. Welcome in, Forson's gaming chair. It's been a while. Okay, guys, so what's going on today? This is a little bittersweet for me. We're cooking out of my culinary school textbook. This is what Sammy picked for us. Professional cooking. And so he picked a recipe that challenged me a little bit, I think. What?
Just because we love you, Nike and Kate.
Nike 2G donated 25 bucks. Thanks, Nike. Just because we love you. Thanks, guys. Holy shit, you guys are gonna crush this goal. Crushing it. Yeah, you're welcome. Welcome in, Dog. How's it going? Ooh, Josie. We need to get that weather command going, don't we? I feel like that's an important one for us. Literally every morning, we almost ask Siri while we're still laying in bed, hey Siri, what's the weather today? We need to be able to ask chat the weather. What's going on for us? And well, just waiting for a coffee to brew. Going over our little game plan for lunch today. And then we're gonna get cooking. And I think we might be able to pop outside today. I have to do some transplanting. We got some peppers, tomatoes, squash, a lemongrass plant. Omdog the chef, thank you very much for the 300 biddies. Or they're spoiling me already this morning. The job will kick your ass if you're not ready. 100% Nike. Shoulder to shoulder all weekend in the dining area. And they were lined to the door. Holy. Yep, as long as you don't run out of anything and you have dishes that are clean, you're good to go. Yeah, wabbit. We're cooking a wascally wabbit. Okay, we gotta go in with the pour. The press and the pour. Yes. Beer. And I don't know if anyone in here has been to Portland, or sorry, not Portland, Seattle, and gone to a place called Biscuit Bitch, where they do like sausage gravy and biscuits and all that delicious stuff. That's where that mug is from. And actually my boss, one of my old bosses got that for me when he went there. And had no idea that I was actually there prior to him going. I was like, what? I've been there. Biscuit Bish. Splinter Cat, you've been, yes. I love that. I love when we're able to share upon those memories together. You got a new French press yesterday. Yeah, this one we've had since Vancouver. It's still going strong. The one that I really love though from Bodum is like the rose goldy kind of one. Maybe I'll put that on our wedding wish list. 'Cause it's not like we need much else to outfit the house. We getting fancy. The stir on these mugs, not as satisfying as the pottery mugs, Sammy. Did you feel that yesterday when you were stirring the coffee? The sound of the mug?
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's like boom.
I kept it going for a chat.
Yeah, it's so good. Okay, cheers. You gotta come over here. You got one that fits perfectly over a cup warmer thing. Oh! Interesting, Indog. I don't know if I know what you're talking about there.
Excuse me. Cheers.
Excuse you. Cheers. Oh! Sammy went to the barber shop yesterday, guys. Tell me how I did. I cleaned him up. Cleaned up the mustache, the neck beard. Looking fresh, fresh. Just alone on Saturday, they made about 20 grand. That's a good sales day. Hey, Sammy? That's a good sales day for fast food. That's how you keep it hot. Okay. Cheers, guys. Happy Monday. Let's start a new week. And not burn my mouth. Okay. This book is massive, by the way. Let's see how many pages are roughly in here. She is not light. 1,085 pages in this book, by the way. And this shit I would have to take back and forth every day. With the knife kit and all that. So there it is. There's the recipe we're cooking out of. Roast loin of rabbit with risotto. But I think that ours is going to look better than that. In my opinion, that rabbit's overcooked. So what we have to do is we have to, obviously we have the whole rabbit. So we have to butcher it, take the loin off. And then I want a little bit of jus or sauce with this meal. I think that would be really good. So we're going to take the duck carcass from yesterday and the rabbit carcass after we're done butchering. Put that in the pressure cooker and braise it down. And that way we'll strain that out afterwards. It'll take around an hour and a half for that actually, or an hour-ish minimum to get a nice stock out of that. And then we can make a sauce. We have to make risotto, which will take us about half an hour, I think. We're gonna put some basil, some peas, maybe some lemon in there. Keep it nice and fresh for spring. We have a little bit of zucchini, and we'll cook some carrot as well. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. That's the day. And then before we even start the rabbit, so how we ended the stream yesterday is we cured our duck legs for the confit dish tomorrow. So you need it 2 days ahead of time to make the confit properly. What? Splinter Cat, are you seriously in Victoria? That's amazing. If you ever want to like go out and eat or meet up, we're always down. And if you're not into that, I still respect you and would love to have you watch the stream. Yeah, rabbit with risotto in dog. It's going down. Twinkle Toes, thank you for the follow. So, check this out. Here's our duck legs. Remember when I told you that there's going to be some liquid in there that came out? So that's the salt drawing out the moisture from the duck. So you know it's doing its job and seasoning the meat properly. So this sat for 12 hours overnight. So now our next step, this mixture, if you weren't in stream yesterday, is we did a mixture of salt, bay leaf, thyme, rosemary, and garlic, and rubbed that on the duck leg all over. And so this is curing it, is you're infusing those flavors into there. And then we're going to be cooking out of another cookbook tomorrow. Last couple streams of the month, got to cram in our cookbook cookery. So a Thomas Keller book called Under Pressure, so cooking sous vide. So this is going to go into the sous vide. It takes 8 hours. So you have to think from when you eat. So we want to eat around 6 p.m. tomorrow night, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So I would say, obviously, at 10 a.m. is the 8-hour mark. But I think I'll throw it in just maybe an hour earlier. And that way it can rest for an hour before we brown up the skin. So I'll be starting to cook these duck legs at 9 a.m. tomorrow here. But it is very important that we don't leave this cure on too long. Otherwise it's going to get so salty and you won't want to eat it. Thanks for the follow, Splinter Cat. And welcome to the Onion Squad. Thanks so much, Ondog the Chef, for gifting the sub to Splinter. Where did I get the rabbit? I got it from Glenwood Meats. It's our local butcher shop. So there's our rabbit, whole rabbit, a lapin. Costs around 25 bucks. But first things first, I'm gonna rinse these duck legs off. So you wanna rinse all the salt, all of the herbs off, everything. You want it to be nice and clean. And obviously you wanna use cold water as well. Guess I'll leave that there for you guys to look at. Yeah, that is weird, Splinter Cat, but I love this. You'll know everything that I'm talking about now. So, Splinter Cat, I'll ask you this. Have you ever heard of the restaurant Wild Mountain? Duck leggies. It's not very hard to get them really nice and clean. Everything should rinse off pretty easily. You haven't heard of it? Yeah, that's where I work. You honestly have to come out and eat. I would love to cook for you. We love doing that for people. It's like most of the time, if we know someone special is coming to the restaurant to eat, we'll just cook whatever we want for you guys and basically just feed you till you're full. You can't get rabbit there, Twinkle Toes. We actually had a huge problem with rabbits on the island a couple years ago where like actually had to put signs up in spots for people to not dump rabbits. So I'm gonna dry these off now. You don't want them wet when you put them into the fat. Just give that a little pat. You're coming too, Pancake? It's in Souk. It's all on my channel page if you guys want to look it up and see what I do when I'm not streaming. So you think I should pack it in the fat now, even though we're not cooking it?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it in the fridge for now, I think. You gotta get this stuff pressure cooking.
Did you just get their website redone? It looks good.
No, that's how it's been. So, our duck carcass. Pressure cooker. Ah, you're in Arizona. Well, that makes sense, Twinkle Toes. Yeah, we have a really awesome location for the restaurant. It's like right on the water. You can watch the sunset over the mountains as you eat. It's insane. And so we're gonna save some of the stock that we make today for tomorrow as well for the duck dish. Because it's always nice to have just a little bit of jus or sauce with your meat. And we are totally gonna throw the giblets in as well. Just pour them out of the bag. That way we'll get a nice, earthy, rich flavor. So that's prepped. And I think we'll fit the rabbit in there, no problem. We'll push those limits today, guys. And I think I might actually just turn this pressure cooker on while we butcher the rabbit up. That way the duck can start to heat up. We'll put that on a medium heat. Just get that going. Okay, we need a cutting board. Yeah, the duck from yesterday's stream. It made another appearance, police. It's back. Okay. Let's get into this. So, this cost $8.99 per pound. Pretty expensive. But it's definitely a treat to have this. I'm gonna say we'll need some paper towel, as always, to soak up the juices. Let's see what we're working with here. This is actually a good size. I'm sorry, guys. It even kind of freaks me out still, working with rabbit. Just don't picture the fluff. Everything will be fine. It's so fluffy. Yeah, right, Chef Babylon. So they tuck the legs up inside. I don't know what. Okay, so there's more giblets that we can take out right away. Actually not that wet. Maybe a touch on the inside. He was once ice skating with Bambi. You guys are worse than I am. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Easter's officially over.
Yeah, I kind of giggled at that as well, police. I was like, was it too close to Easter? So this is what happens to the Easter bunny. No! Yeah, no more mini eggs. Okay, so we got all of the goods still in here. It's actually a really nice rabbit leg. Holy smokes. Okay, this thing is like pristine. I'm just gonna come out and say that. Like, there's no marks anywhere on the meat, or they might have slipped when they were skinning it. So first step, always take out these giblets. I'm not really a giblet person, so I always just put it in stock or broth. Not huge into offal, but I'll eat it when necessary. And I think that it's a waste if you actually throw it out.
Thank you. It's funny that you say you prefer ramen.
Is that his nut? No, it was his kidney, I think.
Because we could easily go get some ramen eggs very soon.
Yeah. Yeah, Sammy saw the robins fudging on the fence yesterday. And they have their nest just up on our neighbor's deck. Carrot potato, welcome in. Yeah, are we assuming it's gender right now? Okay, so the loin is what? Actually kind of inside and outside. So it goes along the back. So this is what we're using today to cook on the stream, this little piece right here. So I think we're gonna do the first step that we always do with deboning poultry is we'll take the legs off first, and that'll make it easier for us to work around there. Because we don't want to nick that up at all. Like, this is going to be something that's really good braised, like cooked really slow and at a low heat. Because it's so delicate, so you really don't want to dry it out. Probably sous vide would be a good process for this. Our ducks is sizzling over there. And you can kind of also see how all the muscles separate. Like, you can see that you would be cutting this right here off of the bone. So the knuckle pops out just like the chicken or the duck that we did on stream yesterday. So we'll be making a slice right in between there to release it. One little rabbit leg, just like that. Nice and clean. Perfect. The duck fat's starting to render out there. So we'll do the other side now. Its gender is dead. You guys are bad. Last Thursday was your birthday. Well, happy belated, Carrot Potato. I hope you celebrated accordingly. And yours was April 24th. Happy birthday, guys. You guys hear that sizzling going on in the background? Second leg. Okay, so now this like little flap of meat here, I'm just gonna clean that off so we can access the loin a lot easier. We'll do that on both sides. Super thin, but like this is something that you can like stuff with a sausage and then cook it, or like roll some veggies into there and cook it slowly. Oh, there's this other little kidney. So when cooking whole animals, it's really important that you can be creative so that you can use all parts of it. You don't want to waste anything. Yeah, is it raining? No, that's just duck fat rendering out. Okay, so now that really opens this up. Guy's like almost too long for my cutting board. But now you can see the loin more clearly here. So it's a little bit on the underside, but then most of it is still on the back side here. So I'm going to say that we're going to cut this top part off. So where the rib cage starts is we're just going to cut that off. And then we should be able to easily take that loin off. Yeah, rabbit is like almost more mild than chicken is. It's so, so delicate. That is smelling so good already. So go by the rib cage, feel for where the last bone is, and we're gonna make a diagonal cut kind of going up beside the loin. And you really want to take care to not really cut into the loin too much either, because it is really small. I think I'm just going to use a cleaver to cut right through there. I'm going to get a little bit aggressive for a sec. Got our spot set. Done. Throw that cloth up. Time for a new one. So we'll just put that aside for now. We can finish maybe taking these legs off as well. But then the rest of this rib carcass is going to go into the pressure cooker. Rabbit is one of the most healthy cuts. So now look at this. Like, this looks like nothing, right? So now what we have to start doing is to take it away from the backbone first. And we need to be very careful when we do this because the bones are really delicate too. So they are soft. You can actually like start to cut into the bone, which you don't want those fragments on any of your meat. Guys, no spoilers for Game of Thrones. You spoil, you're banned. Straight up. Every other channel's doing it. What's going on, Izzy? Okay, so let's start on our one side. We can kind of imagine this as like taking the chicken breast off of the carcass. It's just kind of reversed. So I can feel my knife hitting the bone. So I just kind of like loosen up how hard I'm pressing. Let's do the other side. You want to go as close to the bone as you can, but you don't want any of those fragments in your meat. So now that that's kind of prepped for us, let's clean this part up a little bit. Okay, so now we can do kind of the same thing that we did on the other side. We'll do it on this as well. So right along in the center there, along each side. Usually when you're cutting the fragments along the back is it's gonna be stuck in the meat, and then you're gonna have to go back and cut out all those little fragments off of the meat instead of washing it off. Cranberries and rabbit, that sounds yummy. So we're kind of peeling the meat off of the bone here. Because the bone kind of comes up into this part of the loin. You can see me kind of peeling it off slowly with the knife. So this is the line of bones here. So once you get to that point, your life gets a lot easier. And I've not actually done this in a long time, so please feel free to tell me if I'm doing this wrong, or give me any pointers. I'm always open to that. But I'm just gonna kind of do my thing and see what works the best. Okay, so now you can tell that we almost have the loin completely cut away from the bone. So a couple more cuts this way, and we'll have this beautiful 2 little pieces of meat. Go get your love, Nike. We'll still be here, man. So here is our little hip bone, or like the little oyster bone. I'm just gonna make a slice this way on that side. One that way on that side. Cut that part. It might actually be easier if we keep it flipped this way, or even do it like this. So hold it up and just kind of hold the loin and scrape along the bone as close as possible. And that way we won't waste any of this precious meat. Little piece of rib there. Yeah, the duck fat. Might have to clean that rib piece after. Okay, so we're almost there. It's almost released. Gotta get that little rib bone out. One little rabbit loin. So we tried not to cut it up too much as we were butchering it off of the carcass, so we didn't nick up that meat. You can see how it kind of has a tender, just like a chicken breast here. So you want to keep that on it. So just kind of fold it back onto itself, like that. So now our other side. Like once you do the one side, it should be easier to get the second one done. Done. Just like that. Fold it up. Pretty clean. Want to make sure our duck's not burning in there. Can you just come turn that over with tongs, please? The carcass. Does rabbit stock taste like chicken stock? I would say it tastes pretty similar.
Well, that's why we have a duck in there.
Have I been to Shirley Delicious? No. We have not gone there yet, Pencil Case. I keep being told that we need to go there. think I'm gonna butcher this much further. It'd be kind of a waste of time on my part to try and debone that because there's not that much meat on this part. Will this little guy fit in?
Probably.
Okay. Perfect. And this part.
Crack it in half.
Why? Why? So now we can see on our little rabbit loins that there is some connective tissue here. That makes sense. I mean, they're running around all the time and doing their rabbity thing. So we should clean that off because we don't want any chewy bits on our loin. And before I do that, I need to put my knife on the steel because I really don't want to waste any of that meat on there. I just gotta wash this up real quick. And then we're gonna pour some water in our pressure cooker and get that going. And that way we can prep the rest of lunch while we're making our stock. Yeah, you should post that photo, Sammy. No dumping rabbits here. It's like, what? What the heck? Okay, 30 seconds, guys. Okay, first things first, water in the pot. This won't be a full pot. Be aware of the max fill lines on your pressure cooker, guys. I have hit that limit.
The max line for that thing.
I have hit the limit. That says max 2/3. I'm right at the line. So now I'm just gonna put the lid on and let it start to pressurize. Make sure you're locked and loaded. Locked, loaded. Start bringing that up.
Should I get an extension for that arm of the stove?
Maybe. Discord!
The warmer light looks a little better.
Well, fine then. It does, doesn't it?
Hey, just listen to your cameraman slash
manager,
slash
photographer.
slash fiance slash
Yeah.
photographer.
It's different. Yeah, it's
Slash.
different.
Psychiatrist.
Okay, let's clean this up, guys. We'll do one at a time. And what I like to do is to actually flip this over. So we're gonna start to clean just this little bit of white kind of sinew on here. I like to flip it over and pretend like I'm almost skinning a fish. And that way you can keep your knife really tight to the board and to the skin and not waste any of the meat. So we need to kind of get started first. So pull away that tissue. Or if you need to, you can make a little slit before you turn it over. I don't know if I made my knife worse or better by putting it on the steel. Oh yeah, we're good. So just like that. And now you just have it starting to peel away. So now I'll flip this over. Try and keep this all contained in here. Put your knife back where you started to cut away. And just use your fingernail to hold on to that part of the skin and just slide your knife slowly along that. And it should just take that connective tissue right off. But if we roll that now, don't fall off. We pretty much got it all. There's just this little piece up at the top that didn't come off. But look, it's just the skin. No meat on there at all. Hey Zobo, welcome in. You're working on computer stuff, nice. Good, I'm glad I'm teaching you guys some new stuff. Because honestly, it's kind of new for me too. When you don't work with something almost every day, it always feels new. So this might be, what, 3 ounces of meat, I think? So it's really not much at all. So that's like barely even a full portion that a restaurant would serve. So once again, we'll start up here on this loin. Make your little slit underneath the skin there. And then we'll flip it. Go back under. Keep everything nice and tight. There we go. So just a little bit up there that we have to clean off. But I think we did pretty good. Oh, leftover pasta for breakfast? The best. I don't know, is that in the same boat as pizza for breakfast? Okay, that one we wasted just a touch of meat. But all in all, I think we're good to go on this. I don't know if we should just maybe clean this little piece off of each one. We'll save that. So the rabbit legs look similar to a duck leg, kind of. Just obviously there's no skin on it. But that would be something that's good confit as well. So we might actually do that with these, I think. Because I don't want to refreeze them, is the thing. So we could do kind of the same cure mix that we did yesterday with the duck, do that with the rabbit legs, and I'll put them to cook at the same time tomorrow. That could be interesting, guys. Okay, so let's put this aside. We're not going to season this up until right before we cook it, because it's so delicate, you don't want to oversalt it. So butchery is done for the day. These are our most usable pieces of meat that I got. Leftover pizza disagrees. Spritz it up. Clean all those bacteria off. And now we can start to prep our risotto and veggies. We'll put the rabbit in the fridge for now. So far, so good, guys. Let me just check to see if we're using radish tomorrow or not with our duck. Nope. Okay, we'll use radish today then, because I think that'll be delicious. Those springtime veggies. That's what we got. So I think we'll kind of roast these up today. I don't know if you guys have ever roasted or pan-fried radish, but it is so good. It's a game changer for sure. But having them raw is also really good too. I think I'm just gonna take those off of the greens. Because they're going saggy. They sell for just under 10 cents in your area. That's insanity.
Like how Mountain Basin today?
Pardon?
You like how Mountain Basin today?
Where's that?
My favorite mountain.
Oh. Sure.
See bear. Bird.
We'll see the bear. Yeah, Izzy, we're waiting for the radishes to keep growing in the garden. Probably maybe 2 weeks. We'll be able to start picking radishes out of the garden. They're already like this tall. Things are growing out there. We've been having some good weather lately. Oh, as for that one. Not the little radish. You haven't gone hunting in a while. There's that. Okay, so I think all of these things we're just gonna pan fry kind of together, or like saute. You know what, Izzy? We do compost, so like Here's my dirty compost bin. Probably fill that up maybe 1.5 times per week. But we're not allowed to compost in our area because of all the wildlife that's around. So like we can't have a compost bin outside because it attracts the bears. And we don't want bears around in the neighborhood, so it's actually a bylaw that we can't have compost outside here. It sucks, but at least it does go to a spot where there's a big pile of compost. Just we can't do it ourselves. We already had problems with bears last year here. They ate all of our grapes, some of our apples. I was like, where's my paring knife? It's over there. Let's just start cutting up this veg. So we know that the carrot is going to take the longest to cook, and the zucchini or the summer squash is going to take the shortest amount of time to cook. So this can be cut larger. This can be cut a lot smaller, like half the size. That way it'll be able to still cook at all the same time, and one thing won't be crunchy and mushy, etc. I've never done a worm box.
Hey, I have a question.
What?
What if I made a black box for you, made you cook out of it? Like, just made some ingredients and made you open it on the stream. You don't know what it is.
You don't want to do that to me. If someone else did it, yeah. Don't make me resent you.
I wouldn't do anything stupid.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I picked up good ingredients so you know what you can make out of it, for sure.
Okay.
Would you want to?
Yeah?
Or what if chat did? They had to pick
It would
out-
be better if you did it with chat. I don't think it should all come from you, though.
Oh, I'd totally do that.
So then I'll be like, F this guy. Just throw the ring. Screw this black box.
Just throw the ring.
Just throw the ring.
Wow.
Okay, our pressure pot's finally coming up. You guys hear that little whistle in the background? You guys have a worm box in the classroom? Hey, Blue Blue, welcome in. And outside the school. Nuts. Yeah, I wish we could, because I would have a rockin' compost. For sure. It's upsetting. Just gonna give that a little rinse. Wow. That smells good. Hopefully it doesn't blow, guys. If it blows, well then shoot. Just leave those in some water for now. They have tears in them. My coworker was telling me about when he was like farming worms or like making a worm farm. I remember it when I was young. The little worm boxes that you build, so much fun. Yeah, great stream content if it blows, it's true. Okay, this is like the skinniest carrot ever.
Oh, yeah.
What? Ryan!
Sup, sup, sup.
14 months in a row, man. Amazing. I think, who did it yesterday? Vume did 14 months, as well as Anis Optrix. Thank you so much for all your support, Ryan. I cannot believe that. Numbers just keep getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, that makes sense, Zobo. Makes it easier to collect the good stuff. You You just keep leaving the worms in there. I mean, to be a good farmer or gardener is you really just have to be able to make good soil. That's really all it comes down to. Sad but true. Because if you don't have good soil, well then you're not going to grow really anything well. Oh, that's why we have a doggo here. We have a doggo because there's carrots. Let's taste this. It's a good carrot. Organic carrots are the way to go. Okay, so I do like this size of the carrot. It's really nice and bite-sized, pretty delicate. So I'm just gonna cut little rounds and then we'll match the other carrot to that size too. It's so small. So I'm gonna cut this here, and then this piece we'll cut in half. And we can cut those ones in half because they're starting to get fatter. So you want to keep everything really consistent in size. Just waited in line 3.5 hours at the DMV. Holy shit, Ryan. That's insane. You guys don't even live in like a huge ass area. Why do I peel veg? I don't know. I think that you're not actually supposed to peel the veg. Maybe because I was too lazy to wash it, Izzy. Just calling me out. But most of the time, I don't like to peel veggies. So like I could have taken the time to like properly scrub that carrot and stuff and not peel it. But it is true to say that most of the nutrition is in the skin. That's insane, Ryan. I was kind of laughing. I had to get my driver's license redone, oh, maybe a month ago now, or sorry, on my birthday, so in March. And when I went to do it in Vancouver the first time, it was insane. Like, I waited probably just as long as you did just now. And when I went this year in Soup, walked right in, I was done within 10 minutes. I was like, this is the greatest. This is why I live not in a city.
You have bacon going?
Bacon? I don't have
Like
bacon. No, it smells like duck. Okay, so there's our little bit of carrot. We'll wash up our zucker. Oh, we can give Doggo a radish, guys. Doggo loves radishes. Surprising, but true. There's always a bunch of drug addicts and kids crying at the DMV. What? Yeah, don't mind the people shaking nonstop. What an interesting spot, man. Gosh. Okay, so we said that we're cutting the zucchini twice the size of the carrots at least. And that way we won't have mushy zucchini and crunchy carrots. We'll have perfectly cooked everything. Yeah, never mind what you're gonna leave there with. Your lifespan will be cut in half. So I'm gonna cut this into 3, I think.
Or just cut down completely. Somebody goes crazy and shoots everybody.
Wow. I guess that could happen, Sam.
It's the States. Anything can happen there.
America. Yeah, you washed your hands like 4 times. Okay, so now I think I'll just keep this in these nice little quarter-sized pieces. So just slice it in half. we'll cut it about a 1/2 inch thick. So then we get little triangles like that.
Big Bear Mountain's gonna be nice today, just for the fact that it's getting windy.
Yeah.
Do the Canada Trail and the Flow Trail. They'll be fun.
Yeah, what a world, hey? What is that?
It's a cool caterpillar.
Dutch! I'll get out of the frame. Put it in front of your face.
I can't.
Why? No, you gotta take your face out of
There.
There it is. He's going!
Hi guys.
He's ripping!
Hey,
Posh is like,
Roy.
what? Get it! What does Sammy have? What is it?
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
He's like, guys, I need to see too. What a little butthead. Yeah, lettuce munchers. Exactly. Something's been eating my radish sprouts. It's like the robins try and do their best job that they can, controlling it. But something's been munching my little radishes. Okay, let's start to clean up our radishes. Just give them a little wipey wipe. Just been soaking them in some cold water. You know it's springtime when all of the colorful veggies are coming out to play again. Getting away from that heavy winter food. Ah! It's running away. The radishes I think I'll cut into quarters. Polishing the radish. Yeah, so this is what I do at work pretty much with all the veggies. Is like we soak all the ones that we don't want to peel. So like carrots, radishes, we just put in cold water, let them soak for a bit. That loosens up all the dirt and then you just kind of polish it with a cloth. Then you don't have to peel it. And then to wash the potatoes at work, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a screw gun it has an attachment with like a toilet brush looking thingy. So you put that on the screw gun, put the potatoes in the bucket of cold water, and like spin the potatoes with the brush in it, and that washes them. And it's super quick. And you don't have to peel the potatoes, you get all the good skin and the nutrients. It's the best. Yeah, it's the most fun as well. I'm just like, brrr. So radish we're cutting into quarters. That way we have nice little wedges like that. One piece for Doggo, even though she stole my pancake yesterday. It's a good thing she's so cute. similar to chip shop peelers? Probably. Okay, this shit is going. Just put that onto low. So next up, we're going to start prepping our risotto. We'll have to give ourselves around half an hour leeway time to start making the risotto properly. But I am not making a very large amount today. I'm just going to use up whatever arborio rice I have. Have I ever had Spam? Yes. It is not my favorite, I will say that. And I don't think I would ever like go out and buy it to have it ever. But that's just because I think I never really grew up with that. Like, I grew up with bologna sandwiches. Okay, so all the veggies are prepped. Our stock smells delicious. Hey, what's going on, Blake? Welcome in. You're tired? No, that was like me last week. I literally didn't feel alive. I don't know what was happening. The struggle was real though. I could see that, frying the Spam with potatoes. Like by itself, not so good. But if you like add it into a fried rice or something like that, I could see that being good. Okay, let's see how much arborio rice we have here. So this is what I'm using. Ital pasta. It's called Superfino. Hopefully you can get it with a sticker that says product of Italy. At least you should. And there are many kinds of rice that you can use for risotto. So another pretty popular kind is called carnaroli. But for the most part, most people use arborio rice. Yes, exactly. So Spam is popular in Hawaii and in Japan. Like, I know it's a huge thing in Hawaii. Okay, that looks like a cup worth of rice, which I think is perfect for us today. For 2 people. Yeah, World War II. That's crazy to think, hey? Perfect. Okay, so 1 cup of arborio. And what is it, Sam? 3 times the amount of liquid? So then I need 3 cups of chicken stock. Okay. So when you're making risotto, not the same process as just boiling rice. So we'll have to toast this up first with some oil. It'll go more translucent, and then we're gonna slowly add liquid for about 20-ish minutes and stir it every now and then and slowly cook the liquid into that. We'll get this awesome saucy rice. It's gonna be delicious. Yeah, you add the hot stock gradually. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit here with the stock I'm gonna make the risotto with. But then we will still make an awesome sauce for the dish with the pressure cooker stock that we're making. So my little cheat that I always do is this brand called Better Than Bouillon. They do a chicken, a beef, and a vegetable base. It's organic, and it also is reduced sodium. So it is the real deal. I've had no issues with this. I've never like had it overly salty. And I think the first ingredient on it is roasted chicken. So it's the same with the beef base. Is the first ingredient in the beef base is roasted beef. So it's super meaty and it tastes real. It doesn't taste fake. So let's pour 3 cups of water into here, and then we'll mix this up into our little saucepan, because we will need it warmed as we pour it into the arborio rice. Yeah, reduced sodium, so good. Yeah, right, Phillies? This stuff is awesome. And I don't know if you guys have access to a Costco, but they sell the big jars there for about the same price as these little ones. And in my experience, I've never seen this stuff go bad, keeping it in the fridge. So 3 cups of water. Just finished your jar of chicken one last night. Yeah, I did the same last week, so this is a brand new jar. Feels good, man. Feels good. So I'm gonna estimate maybe a tablespoon worth, maybe a little bit over a tablespoon of the base for that amount. Because you do still want that chicken flavor in the risotto. And there is directions on here too. So what does it say? Even though I never follow this, you guys know this. Dissolve 1 teaspoon into 1 cup of water. So that's actually accurate for me saying 1 tablespoon for 3 cups, because there's 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon. Okay, I was right the first time. Like so. Get it off your fingers, don't waste any of it. Get it off the spoon. I always find that you gotta like whisk this in. Doesn't work that good if you use a spoon. And there you were, thinking I made all my stocks. Yeah, most of the time I do. But stuff like risotto, sometimes I cheat if I don't have a chicken broth on hand. I think right now the freezer has like some green curry shellfish broth. There's a bunch of duck ramen broth as well. But I've been lacking on my stock production. I'll admit it, Izzy.
Well, you made the beef stock and then turned it into a poutine.
Yeah, exactly. I've been using up all the stocks as I make them. I guess we know what that means. Better start making stocks again. And it's always a good idea to taste once you dissolve your base and see how it tastes. You want to make sure that it's not too salty before you start to cook with it. That's perfect. Really not getting any salt flavor, but a lot of chicken flavor. Yeah, exposed. They got me, Indon. They got me. So, 'tis the season for using up frozen peas. Since our peas are already about 5 inches tall in the garden, so we better use up our freezer stuff because we're gonna have garden stuff ready soon. And I'm gonna put maybe half a cup of peas into our risotto. We can just leave those out to thaw as we keep prepping the dish. We'll get rid of this. What dis? What have you done, Sammy? It's not working. You masked me for $5. And the deal with it is not working. What the heck? Yeah, boo. I don't know if half a cup of peas is enough. Yeah, it'll be enough. Okay, so we can put that aside. I always like to start a risotto with shallot and garlic and butter. Yeah, what the F? Sammy will be sending an angry email to Streamlabs. Tried to mass cook with Kate, and it didn't work. I need those $5. Okay, shallot, a couple of cloves of garlic that we'll mince in with the garlic press. Sad times. I'm sorry, Sammy. Smash it so it's easier to peel. Get our press. Give it a little clean. Yeah, how is it already made? What the F? That means I have 1 month until I start working 5 days a week at the restaurant, guys. So I will have one less day of streams, but maybe Sammy will stream with you that extra day. Still. So the Sunday streams will no longer be a thing with me. I'll be at worky. But the good thing is that it's only for 8 weeks. So we only crush it for the duration of the couple months of summer when it's really busy during tourist season. And then we'll be back. Yeah, Sammy stream, right? Sammy streams on Sundays? Sundays with Sammy.
Yeah, make me breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. The tables have turned, guys.
Wake up at 6. Breakfast ready by 9.
Yep.
See you at the door at 10.
I gotta leave at 10:30. Okay, let's slice our shallot as fine as possible. If you can. The nom? Or we'll do a new emote. Oh yeah, by the way, guys,
Yeah.
I gotta show something. I sent in an emote to get approved. This is the new one. It's kind of out of focus. Nom. So we got that coming up. Okay, so shallot for the risotto. You want to cut it as close to the size of the rice grain. Is that a crazy thing? Is that a crazy expectation to put up there? Probably. But that's what I was taught. Yeah, Sammy will do all the baking streams. He'll do the can of cinnarolls. I'll bring them to work, guys. It'll be a great Sunday. Although edibles don't affect Scott, so just Chef would be messed up. My drops, you set the half-an-hour timer. You said 30 minutes, Nike, and you're late. How's the waifu, Nike? Is she good? Okay, so same way that we cut an onion, we're gonna cut this shallot. So really small slices, following the lines in the shallot. And we can just clean up these little pieces. It's a little strong. I'm not crying, guys. You're crying.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Okay. You stopped and got some beer. What kind of beer? Yeah, everyone just falling asleep in the restaurant. There is a rumor that we're looking into getting a CBD license. There's a rumor. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, this is so fine, hey? You really want to get it the size of the rice kernels, though.
Man, you guys got a CBD license?
Yeah, Brooke's looking into it.
That'd be legit.
Right?
CBD drop box on the menu?
Well, it's like, do you want regular pudding, or would you like pudding infused with CBD to go? Just saying. I would choose the CBD chocolate pudding. But hey.
We have room for one more of my drops.
You're about to go start drinking and play some pool. Yeah, interesting, right?
We never did that before, getting a shot of CBD into our coffee.
Oh, we didn't. Pashi, stop
Guess we'll have to
kicking.
go back to Portland.
Yes. I feel like we totally didn't see all that city.
Oh no, we definitely have to go back. But that's an easy trip. Go see Tig and Steve.
Yeah.
What you crying about?
I'm just so emotional.
It's not even that bad.
Yes, it is.
Stop being a little girl.
I'm a little girl.
No, stop being a little girl. Grow up.
Yeah, it seems kind of unnecessary, right?
Face move.
There is some red tape here for sure on that type of stuff. Which does not make sense for BC. Because we've been growing the weed for all of Canada for years already.
Illegally.
Yeah, illegally. It's always been a thing, though. Probably even for North America. Okay, so shallot and garlic prepped in there, good to go. We have our rice measured, our peas out. I want to do some basil at the end in this risotto, so I'm just going to pick a couple of basil leaves from upstairs that my mom has. And then we'll also need... Oh, we still have a bottle of Prosecco, do we? Let me put that in the fridge for later. We need some wine for the risotto, so that goes in right after you stop toasting the rice before you start to put the stock in. So that's where the wine goes in. And other than that, for herbs, maybe I'll do a little bit of our scallion from the garden. Imagine being a chef that specializes in just marijuana cooking. Bet there's some good market there. Oh, for sure. We haven't even really been told anything yet, though, about, like, edibles. So no one really knows what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Just upstairs and I hear,
Oh, yeah.
hey, hey, hey. Mad King Matt, 11 months, man. You wanted a tier 1. You have no choice. Matt, thank you so much, man. Okay, so we got our handful of basil, but we're not going to chop this up until right before we put it in. So otherwise, if we chop it now, it's going to turn brown by the time we use it. So we'll just keep that aside for now and know that it's there when we need it. We have some parsley. Ooh, chives will be good in the risotto too. Chivers. So we'll chop a couple of these things now. That way we are ready to go. You took today off doing work around the house. Nice, man. Sometimes you gotta do that, right? Adulting things. Just got done mowing the front part of your lawn. Is it a nice day out there for you at least? Yeah, right? Fresh cut grass. So good. Check out these chives, guys. Have you ever seen chives like this that are like thin? Skinny and thin, not round. That's a different type of chive that we're growing here. We got a nice day here too, man. Let me found the cider. I've not even done my coffees.
Well, that's your fault.
I better get drinking. Yeah, it looks like the stuff you just ran over. Pretty much. Is this grass?
Cheers, everyone.
That's
Happy
the most
Monday.
clear cider ever. What is it, extra dry? Ooh, nice. Okay, let's chop our
Holy.
chives first.
The smell that's coming out of there.
Yeah, I know. Viyun!
I should you want to shower in the smell.
Welcome in, Ian.
Yeah!
Matt says it's time for a shotgun. Why do you guys make him do these things? Don't put that in his head. Boulevard Pale Ale. That sounds nummies. You need to give him enjoyment. It's true. He's got to live his best life. I mean, he's almost in his mid-30s now. Gotta let him live it up. Vune, you need some Xanax. Yeah, everyone's freaking out. I said earlier in chat view that anyone that spoils Game of Thrones for us, you're banned. I don't even care how much I love you. Don't wreck that shit for everyone else. But yeah, people are freaking out about it. We're just gonna wait until all of the episodes are out and we're just gonna watch them all at once because I hate waiting to watch the episodes every week. Yeah, you read the spoilers because you don't care. I wish I was in that boat, Nike. I used to be there.
And then she watched the show.
And then I watched the show. Now it's over. Ruined. Chop up that grass. It's actually a lot of parsley. 1000% recommend that epi. Holy smokes. I mean, you kind of just have to go into each episode knowing that somebody is gonna die. At least one person is gonna die. Bad part.
Would you like to see a magic trick?
No. What are you doing? Oh, yes.
Okay. You guys ready?
Magic?
Oh. A nug.
Magic! Crazy. He has weed in his beard. Nike, hey, I love magic. Secret stash. Crazy guy. I don't know, this is just something we discovered yesterday, Splinter Cat. Someone in chat asked if we ever hid anything in his beard. Then we attempted it. Then we realized that it could work.
I can put 3 joints in my beard, no problem.
Yeah, 3 joints, easy.
Hey.
We got you guys covered.
You need to go outside?
I think she needs to go outside.
Me too.
Harry Pothead. Harry Pothead. Figs! Thank you for the follow. Okay, so we got our herbs chopped that we can now. Put our basil on top there. I'm gonna turn off this pressure cooker now and just let it depressurize so that we can strain the stock and start to reduce it for our sauce. So we're pretty much good to go. The rabbit to cook, I would say maybe 6 minutes, not even, is we're just going to put it in a really hot pan, sear it on all of the sides. Obviously it's round, the loin, so we want to make sure that we get even coloring all over the whole thing. And then we'll probably just baste it, same way that we did the steaks yesterday, as we'll throw butter in near the end and just finish it to baste. Let it rest on the rack again. And make sure our risotto is basically done at that point. Risotto, you can make ahead. Don't want to leave it to sit though more than like 10 minutes ish, because then it will start soak up all that liquid. Yeah, what is Endgame? Is that another show? I saw people freaking out about that one too.
That's the last Marvel movie.
Oh.
That's why I said we have to watch a couple movies before we can watch Endgame, because it doesn't make sense to watch Endgame. You can't just be like, oh, all the movies, oh, I'm just gonna step over those. Endgame, yes, I understand everything.
Nope.
No, can't do that.
Can't not. It made you emotional? Yes. That means Sammy's gonna cry. What?
Thanks.
Of course. Men who cry are the best.
Hey, there's money up here.
This winter, yours and your partner's moms came to visit on Easter weekend. You were walking downtown, noticed it was 4:15. Saw the gathering at Parliament. Yup. I'm not surprised. They're actually counting down. And your mom sprinted towards it?
What?
That's the best. Yes. Your mom is awesome.
See, I think people your parents' age might be excited about legalization of weed.
Because they grew up with it.
Yeah. That was beautiful.
Stock everywhere. Okay, we'll wait a little bit longer. It's still a little hot. You may have gotten stock all over. Shh. Shush though, guys. Shush. Okay, so we have our frying pan for our rabbit, which I think we're just going to use some vegetable oil for. We have our frying pan for our veggies, which we can put some oil in there as well. I'm going to do olive oil, I think, with the veggies. Yeah, pressure cookers are insane. That was your fart? So, vegetable oil, just enough to coat the pan for our rabbit.
It's really nice outside. Can't wait to get a bite of it.
Olive oil for the veggies. Get this pressure cooker out of here so that we can start the risotto. Take it off the hot burner. Let's see this. So this is me trying to release pressure. It's insane. Maybe better if I do it outside, actually. There we go. You think the risotto will fit in the orange pan, Sammy? The little saucepan? No, probably not, hey? The risotto in this?
Yeah, that'll work.
I think it'll work, hey? Okay, let's try the next level. Yeah, I did need a shower of stock. How did you know, Matt? Ooh, and we still need to grate some cheese. What kind of risotto doesn't have cheese? It smells so good. Yeah, how did all that air fit in there? Hey, Matt? Like, how was all of that inside of that pot? That's what's the scary part. One day you just get a little bit too much. That shit's going to blow. Can of butter. I still have that stuff that I made before Nike that didn't really infuse properly. I want to redo it. Okay, so I'm cutting off, a couple tablespoons worth of butter to start sauteing the shallot and garlic for the risotto. So this is our stove top. We're filled up. And actually, it might be better if I do it on this side. More room for the pan. Tablespoon equals a third cup? Is that correct? I don't think so. Two tablespoons equals a third cup? Maybe. Okay, we're almost done that setting. Actually, we'll leave this butter out, because I think we might just need a touch more. Put our shallot and garlic into here. Oh yeah, the magical butter machine. That's right. We need that, Nike. Okay, we should be able to open. Ooh, coconut oil. What kind of madness is in here, guys? Yeah, we push the limits in there. I think they might only swear of you because I'm the one who swears. Maybe it's my fault. And I think, do I not have this on, like, explicit content? Did I not do that? It's mature. Okay. Warning. Yeah, if Matt's been here forever, I'm pretty sure it's explicit. Thank you, man. So look at the color of that. Golden. Delicious. We should be able to take some of the meat as well from these carcasses. But we need to start getting this reducing like right away. I might even just put it upstairs on the stove top. It's a good amount though. I think we got for sure 2 liters worth. Manny, can you put that on the stovetop upstairs, please? Yeah, how much sprayed everywhere? Shh, Matt. Shh. So, risotto.
Yeah, you passed it over to me.
Oh, yeah. He's shirtless. Risotto. We have been sauteing our garlic and shallot in just some butter here. And we don't want this to necessarily brown. Because then you'll see those little flecks in your risotto. So just enough to kind of cook it. And now let's add our rice and start toasting that in. And that will kind of stop the cooking process of the garlic and the shallot. So we're gonna stir pretty constantly here as we toast our rice. And it will start to go more translucent if you guys can see that. This smells so good already. Our broth is getting hot on the other side of the stove there, which is perfect. Did I see a wild OMAD in here? Hi OMAD, how are you doing, man? Risotto is the best. Well, we live in a basement suite and my parents live upstairs. And so we kind of just trade ingredients and appliances sometimes, if we ever need to. Rice is looking good. Now it is time for the wine. Busy and tired, yeah. Kind of same here, Omat. I was definitely way more tired last week. Things have been really good this week. Really good. I biked to work, I think every day almost, with my new bike. Sold my old bike yesterday, which felt really good. And yeah, enjoying this last month of work before we go to 5 days. And shit starts to get super busy. So now we're gonna let this wine basically cook out until it's dry again. And that way we won't have a really acidic alcohol flavor in our risotto. So you wanna let that cook out first before you start adding stock. So let's get a ladle. We will start to be pouring that. The cycle, I think it's around 7 kilometers. So it's really short. Like, it only takes me 12 minutes. Okay, so we can kind of hear the rice popping now. That's how we know the wine has been cooked. Now we just start to ladle in a little bit of our broth. And we basically just want enough broth to cover, and we also want it at a really low simmer. So now let's turn down our pot. Kind of even this out. But this simmer right now is too rapid. So I'm going to pour in just a little bit more, just to cover. Let that kind of even out. So lower heat. You don't want to cook this too fast. Otherwise you'll cook out the But then you also don't want to cook it too low, because then your rice will get mushy before all the liquid is absorbed. So there is a happy medium here. And it looks like we're almost there. Yeah, it's a quick bike. My average speed on the way to work is like 31, 32 kilometers an hour. I think it's governed to 40 though, or 35-ish. Okay, so next step on the risotto. So we're gonna let that stock cook in to the rice. It's gonna be almost dry again in the pot, and then we'll add a couple more ladles again until it's just covered with the stock. And we're just gonna keep doing that until the rice is cooked. It should take around 15 to 20 minutes. And you wanna stir it enough, but you also don't wanna stir it too much where you actually start to break down the rice kernels. But if you don't stir it enough, then you won't get that like awesome kind of starchy sauce with it either. So like if we check this now, the bottom is almost dry again. So it really doesn't take long either. So I'll add one more ladle now. Give it a stir. You want to make sure that this does not stick to the bottom of your pot. And now we should see it just kind of simmering. Just a couple bubbles here and there. So I think this is our perfect temperature now. Ask Kate what she and Sammy managed to do when they took the bikes out for the spin. Oh, I definitely took a spill last week. Like, I got a bruise on my leg like this. It's like on half of my thigh still. And that was a week ago. Same day that I picked up the bike. I crashed it. Went over the handlebars. It was alright. Now I know. Ramsey says you should always be stirring. Well, do I look like Ramsey, Matt? Him and I are always feuding. You should know this. Okay, we're gonna get our rabbit prepped up. Yeah, right over the handlebars. It was like right at the top of the summit trail. Like at the top of a mountain, and it was super rocky. I just didn't quite get back enough on my bike for the incline, so I just kind of tipped over and then the bike landed on me. Yeah, and Sammy tumbled down the side off the trail like twice. It was hilarious. It was one of those like where I burst out laughing and then I'm like, oh shit, are you okay? Okay, so our little rabbit loins that we cleaned up earlier. Look at these little guys. So cute. So we're gonna leave those out now, let them temp up before we cook, and we're just gonna season right before we cook them. Because it's really easy to over salt this because it's so delicate and small. This we're gonna cook to about medium temperature. I would not cook rabbit well done just because it's gonna be really dry. Like it's even more delicate and dry than chicken. So go like a medium temp, which will be around 140, 145 Fahrenheit internally. Yeah, Sammy crashed just for me. Okay, Rizzo, let's check this. We're still good. I'm not gonna add more. You guys keep an eye on that. I have some Asiago cheese here that I'm just gonna grate a little bit of that up, and we'll put that into the risotto at the end. That way it'll be nice and creamy and cheesy. Yeah, what kind of risotto does not have cheese, right, Omat? You know the drill. And I'll grate it nice and fine too, so it melts in really quickly. Disperse that cheese flavor. Yeah, the best part of the risotto. Totally. The cheese, the butter, and the wine is like key. And I would always recommend using some sort of hard aged cheese. So Asiago is a good one. It's not as salty as like a pecorino is, in my opinion, one of the most salty hard cheeses. Parmesan, always a good one to use. Yeah, cheese, butter, onion, wine, exactly. Without those things, you'll have a pretty plain risotto. Just want to check this before I start. Yeah, we are good to add more. So basically, when the rice starts to stick to the bottom of the pot, that's when I know to add more stock. I'll add one, maybe one more. Now you can give it a stir. Ooh, mushrooms? Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, today, Omat, we're gonna do peas and basil, probably a little bit of lemon zest to kind of freshen it up, and some chives and parsley. How's it going up there, Sammy Sam?
Oh, I had a little fun.
What happened?
So the duck fat layer was pretty big, and I didn't realize how thick the duck fat layer was. So the pan was, or the underwater part was already boiling, but it didn't show how much duck fat was on top and how heavy it is. So then I found like one spot that opened up and all the steam from underneath came out, which overflowed the pot. So
What?
almost exploded on me like Old Faithful, like in the other
Holy
just
shit!
went, like, oh shit!
Imagine if I would have done that down here.
Oh, the whole stove would be covered in probably on. It would have been a pretty good Twitch fail.
Yeah.
And then I cleaned it all up, and now it's nicely simmering.
Phew.
Get back downstairs.
Phew. And so Doggo is supervising it now?
Doggo is supervising it, I think, yep.
Okay. Yeah, mushroom risotto is a really good one, guys. Even if you put like dried mushrooms, that's really good too. Looks like I have about a cup and a bit of the shredded cheese here. Wrap it back up. Cheese Mountain. You read something the other day which was super interesting. Cook mushrooms with little water in a pan, let the water evaporate, and then add oil. Interesting. This way the mushroom won't absorb all the fat when you fry them. I like that view. I have never heard of that before. But it does make sense, doesn't it? Because mushrooms always release so much water, and they're like really hard to saute all at once. We might have to try that. this stuff looking? Get a little peek in here. It's just kind of starting to stick, and I think I might just turn the heat up a touch. Just a touch. And we might actually be done here soon. I'll try one of the rice kernels and see how much it's cooked. That way we'll get a better idea of how much longer it needs. I think it's about halfway. It's always mushroom season in your house, yeah. Do you guys get wild mushrooms there? In the Netherlands? Okay, I'm gonna go white bull with this. Sam, you want white bull?
Sure.
For plating. The risotto looks fabulous. I'm so excited. It's gonna be good. Okay, there are so many flies in here, Sammy. There's already 2. One in the compost bin already. Another one buzzing. Send help, guys. We need one of the electric fly swatters. And there's a spider on the ceiling.
We got two fly defense going right now.
We got 2 spiders?
Got one here.
Let's
one
do this.
there. Let's go fly.
Yeah, just put the pancake by the flies and Doggo will take care of it. WTF, Yoon. I can't believe she did that yesterday still. I'm shocked. Shocked and slightly disappointed, but not surprised. Not surprised. She saw that oat and she took it. She's like, oh, pancake snack for me? Thank you. Thank ya. I think we can heat up our pans. At least for the rabbit. I don't think the veggies will take too long to cook. Yeah, we can totally understand Doggo, right? It's like she's used to stuff being put there for her to eat. But usually I have to like tell her to eat it for her to be like, okay, I'll eat it. Nameko? I've never even heard of those. Enokis? Yes. Shiitake, shimijis? Yum. I've never heard of the Namekos, but enoki, shiitake, shimijis we can get here. Other ones that grow wild here. Chicken of the woods, hen of the woods, lobster, porcini, chanterelle, lion's mane, cauliflower, hedgehog. Those are all the mushrooms that I learned about last year, or this year. And those are all mushrooms that we can pick around where we live. Let's check this out, guys. Starting to stick a little bit in the middle there. Let's give it a stir-zy. shiitake and lion's mane is what you've been buying. Yeah, we can't really buy those here. Like, those are the varieties that we don't have in the stores. Shiitakes, enokis, creminis, sometimes chanterelle and porcinis. So in the other pot, Nike, is just a chicken broth that we have. And so you want that broth to be warm when you're adding it to the rice as you cook it. So you always need your risotto pot and then a little broth pot as well. Whether you use beef broth, chicken broth, vegetable broth, up to you. Why is Sammy... Oh, Sammy's talking on my parents' iPad upstairs as he watches the duck stock reduce. So what we're doing right now, Nike, is we kind of, like, we want the rice to start to stick to the bottom, but like just start. And that's when we know we can add more broth. And then we're just gonna keep doing that in those increments until the rice kernel is cooked through. And then we're gonna finish it. We'll put the peas in, because those don't really have to cook. We just have to heat them through. And the herbs and the cheese at the end. Yeah, it'll be pretty custardy, because this type of rice is really starchy. And that's what we're doing as we stir the rice, is we're releasing some of those starches. But you don't want to over stir the rice, because then you'll break up the kernels. Lurk. Connor Ladd is always lurking, yes. Indog, Sammy is talking on Van Isle Handyman right now. He's upstairs. That's my dad's Twitch. So it usually starts to stick in the middle, Nike. So what did I taste this 5-ish minutes ago? The rice kernel? Okay. That's like 80% cooked through. So I'm gonna let this kind of cook a little bit more. We don't want it too liquidy either, so I'll just turn this down. Nice low heat. Let the rice finish cooking out. Let's turn on our rabbit pan to a medium-high heat. We want that pretty high so we can get a good sear. And the veggie pan, we'll do about medium as well. But Rizzo is almost there. I think I just want to cook out the broth that we have in there already, and it should be perfect. But if you let this sit for too long before you have the rest of your dinner ready, it's always good to just have that little bit of broth to loosen it up right before you serve, and that's totally okay. Yeah, mushrooms are supposed to be so good for you. Okay. Let's season up our little rabbit loin. I'll just do it on 2 sides. We don't need a ton of salt here. It's a really small piece of meat, so go easy on it. I am not gonna add any cream, Matt. You shouldn't really need cream in risotto. The creaminess should come out of the rice itself, but sometimes I have cheated and added cream, but I'm gonna try to not today and just get the richness from the cheese at the end instead. And maybe we'll do a little bit of pepper on this presentation side as well. But this is basically the size of a chicken tender, is the whole rabbit loin. It's so delicate. watchers. You seen her, hey? You seen her. So that's all seasoned up. We have our resting rack here for when the rabbit's done. We'll put it on this rack so it can rest properly before we cut into it. Yeah, there's your doggo, the Iowa doggo. We're actually going to message the breeder, Matt, and see when their next litter is. So we might be getting another Iowa doggo. Or you can bring the Iowa doggo to us. That's allowed. Okay, let's check this out. No stickage. It's just kind of starting to. But our rice kernels are cooked. Let's add in our garnish. I think we might just need a touch more broth in here. So peas. I don't know if I'm gonna add all of this parsley and chive. Maybe half of it right now. And then we just gotta chop up the basil. But we'll stir this in first. Yummies. We need a little bit more broth still. And this is just something that you will learn to know by watching and doing repetitively. Let's cheese it up, guys. Cheese mountain. And our pans are hot, hot, hot. See, it's schmucking. I'm not gonna drop the rabbit in until I'm ready. Definitely don't want to overcook it. Is Doggo catching flies?
She's trying to.
Yes, Doggo.
Stop it.
Get the flies. Okay, now we can just let that sit on a nice low heat while we finish up the rest of our meal. The hard part is done, I think. Okay, rabbit's going on first. The veggies will take maybe 5-ish minutes. Rabbit would overpower the rabbit flavor. Okay, you guys used to breed German short hairs. I love those doggos, Matt. Nice sizzle. That's what we need. That's what we want. I know you can't see it very well, so I'll try and explain everything as I go. Cut a little bit of butter to baste the rabbit with. And just a little bit of butter to finish the veggies with. We're just gonna do wine and butter with the veg, I think. Keep it really simple. Let the ingredients speak for themselves. I think we can throw in our veggies. So I'm gonna start with the radish and carrot. Rabbit would overpower the rabbit. Yeah, the bacon would totally overpower the rabbit. That's true, Matt. So we're gonna get a little bit of season on this as well while it's cooking. Turn that over. Go on the other side. This is where you can kind of use the side of the pan if you feel like it's gonna fall over. Or you prop it onto itself. Get this pan ripping so you can get some color on the veggies. I'm gonna quickly chop up our basil. Ooh, bacon in the risotto. But I still think that if you're serving the bacon risotto with the rabbit, is it still gonna overpower the flavor? Flip it onto the other side. And we got one more side to go. No! Steak. There we go. It sounds like hearsay. Well, if you use like a really small amount of bacon. But it's crazy how much like smoke can overpower some stuff. You guys know I love bacon. But I guess we'll never know if we don't try, right? Okay, basil is chopped. We're going in. Almost there, guys. Dropping the butter in the rabbit pan. Giving this a stir. Got some nice color on the carrots and radish. We gotta baste this. Same way we did the steak yesterday. Done, my friend. You can just tell by the feel of it. Let that rest up. One might be a little bit crazy to pour this in, but I don't think so. Some rabbit brown butter. Now we're going in with our zookers because those don't take very long to cook. We don't want anything mushy here. So give that a stir to coat. I don't know if Sammy's watching from upstairs, but he can come back down with the stock if he wants, or the sauce. yeah. The carrot escaped. Salt a little bit more since we added the zucchini. Try and get just one nice even layer so you can get some color on the zucker too. Yeah, you can bring it down now. I have a burner open. Yelling at each other from upstairs, downstairs. We need like a little speaker system in the house. Shh. What you need? Sauteed radishes, Nike, are so good. I think I tried this a couple years ago, and it like changed my life. Okay. So stirring in our basil to our risotto. See how this tightened up already? Especially with all the cheese, so it's a good thing we have that little bit of broth. Just to loosen it up when we go to plate.
Yeah, watch we can walkie-talkie.
Yeah, we need a little walkie-talkie. Yeah, you can put it right there on that burner. Oh yeah, you can. He's gotten it. Oh. That's looking good, Sammy. Did you put anything in to thicken it?
I did nothing yet.
Look at this, guys. Ho ho ho. Just keep that going. Okay. So I think by the time we go to plate this up, this will be perfect. So I'm just going to deglaze the veg with a touch of white wine. Give them a taste. Put the rest of our herbs in there. Boom. Finish our risotto with lemon zest at the end. Don't go too crazy because it can overpower. Loosen that back up a touch. There we go. And we'll give this one final taste before we plate as well. I'm just going to add in the rest of this. I think it needs just a touch more salt. But other than that, it's so good. Nice little pop from the fresh peas. The herbs really lighten it up. Make it feel not as heavy on the palate. Let's do this. Didn't even need this butter. Once we get married, we'll be yelling a lot more. Maybe. You're drooling all over the floor. So here's our little rabbit loins. It might even be a touch overdone, but I think I always say that and it never is. completely ready.
Let's do it on a plate.
Really? Because I'm serving it with the jus around.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe.
1 and 1. We'll keep that. We'll put that into our jus pot. Bless you.
Holy.
Yeah, where did that come from?
I don't know.
Fluffy! How's it going, Mia? Yeah, why does tomato and balsamic go so well together? It is unknown. Something to do with the acidity and the sweetness. Pea, basil, lemon, risotto. How good does that look, guys? That's the first thing going in here. Gonna put a nice little amount right in the middle there. That looks great. Gonna come back over here, put our veggies around. Oh, you would smash this. I know you would. Yeah, it's looking great. So that's the consistency that you want. It's like saucy, but it doesn't just go like splat and spread out all over your plate. Yeah, Doggo has a great taste for bunnies. How many does she have, Sammy? 6? 7?
I think 6.
Colorful veggies, looking so good. Now we can slice up our little rabbit loins. I don't think it's overcooked, but it is super delicate. Oh, I think I did okay. Definitely doesn't look dry. Still juicy. That little pepper off. I know you can't really see it with the light. I'm gonna give this end piece a taste. Seasoning is perfect. Wouldn't have gone any more or less than what we did with the salt. So that's awesome. The end piece, a touch dry. I would say that maybe I overcooked it just a touch. But it could be worse. Yeah, it is the Mia. Exactly, oh Matt. It's definitely well done, Matt, but you know what? It's still juicy, and I think that's all that matters. So I would say maybe like 30 seconds less on the cook is all it needed. So now just kind of fan that out over your risotto. Definitely just tastes like chicken. It's like if no one told me that this is rabbit, I would just think it's chicken. So now I'm just gonna pour a little bit of the stock that we're reducing just around so that we do have this little bit of sauce to eat with everything. a little bit over top of the rabbit as well. So just start up top there, get it nicely coated, shimmering, and the rest will go around this golden, delicious broth. That's a mixture of rabbit and duck. That's what we got, guys. Your rabbit's just right here, son. How good does that look? Perfect for like springtime dish in my mind. And it looks better than this, doesn't it? So take that, culinary textbook. And you guys know it's photo time. You know the dealio. It does have a lot more meat. That's what you're gonna pick me apart on, Matt? I can't help the size of the rabbit.
That's a big rabbit.
Yeah, right? That looks like a chicken breast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rabbit's super tender.
Pardon?
Rabbit's super tender.
It's just like slightly over though, right?
I would really complain about
Thanks,
that.
Fionn. Okay, if Sammy doesn't complain, then I think I did all right.
Like, there's a difference between well done dry and well
Yeah,
done
that's what I mean.
moist, right? I think it's just cooked the way.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay. And with the jus, you really don't notice it, do you?
Not at all.
Mmm. That reduced down nicely.
I shut it off already. It's good.
Yeah, meat to risotto ratio. Like, to make this a proper portion, I would have braised the rabbit leg as well and served it with it. I think that would have been so good. The contrast and the different, like the darker meat and the lighter meat. Yeah, that's his only complaint. There's never enough meat.
Yeah, that's it.
And then we have Mia being like, well, you guys can take all the meat and I'll just take the risotto and veggies. And that's okay too. The way that doggo watches us. Okay, let's see how I did. Mmm.
It's really, really good.
I haven't made Rizzo in forever. How are the carrots and radishes? What? Aw, shit. Ryan. Welcome in, sandwich. Thank you for the raid. Yeah, protect. How was your guys' stream today? This is like, I think this is a very French style meal. Like, this is definitely something that you would get at like a bistro.
We got a little English as well.
Maybe, yeah, with the peas, I guess. It depends which area you're in. But the way that the like rabbit and duck jus mixes in with the veggies and the risotto and everything is so good. $18 dish, you think, Matt? I think this is more like a $25 dish. You're having internet problems today. Stream delay was so bad. Ugh. Interweb problems are the worst. But I hope everything else went good for you.
$18 as the loin it is right now. $25
I
with
guess.
the loin. And
Yeah.
the leg.
Yeah, 25 for the loin
gotta
and the
think-
leg.
Most of the people are thinking American.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Why you don't eat out? Couldn't afford
You gotta
it.
do math. And
Yeah.
1.3. 1.4 almost now.
That's also why I make this type of food for us Twinkle Toes. Is I know that I can cook it properly, so I don't see a point in going to eat out and pay someone else to do that for me. So I'm lucky in that aspect. Because if we costed this out, what it costed me to make these 2 portions, it would probably be the same price as 1 portion at a restaurant. Yeah, 2 minutes and it's gone, Izzy. That's when you know it's good. That's when you know. The cheese was perfect in there, by the way.
That was on point. Top 3 meals you've made.
Top 3 meals? Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, I said it.
Matt says lick the bowl, please. Yeah, we went down the rabbit hole. Here's my little whatever's left. I think you've done this once in a restaurant.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
got it.
I got so mad. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Did you just hit your tooth? Can you not do that though? Okay.
Ow.
Yeah, we don't need any teeth chipped. Usually that's Doggo's job.
Now my beard's full of grease.
Yeah, he's got a rabbit beard. Posh will clean it up after.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're going to pack the duck with some duck fat in a vacuum bag. What the fuck was that? Holy. Duck legs. Escasade, duck fat. Sammy. I seen it.
On the back.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Well, I just know that you were the one that reorganized, and I wouldn't know where you put it.
Yeah.
Licking up the food, who did it better? Posh is probably quicker, but Sam might be more thorough. So, good old container of duck fat here. We have our legs that have been drying off in the fridge. So we cured these yesterday. Some of you were in stream, so you will remember the process. We covered them completely with a curing mixture of salt, bay leaf, thyme, rosemary, garlic, and black pepper. Let that sit for 12 hours in the fridge. And then we rinsed it this morning. And now we're gonna pack it into duck fat in a sealed bag. And then I'm going to start cooking that at 9 a.m. tomorrow in the sous vide. Confit. So what confit means is to cook something in its own fat at a lower temperature over an extended period of time.
AKA sick.
Yeah, it's quite sick. But this is a method that has been used for a really long time as a preservation. Because when you seal things in fat, that actually makes a barrier that doesn't allow oxygen to hit it. Whereas if there's no oxygen hitting it, it's not going to go bad at all. So if you seal something with fat, which is what they used to do, then it's going to last a lot longer. Oh yeah, Doggo was bad on stream yesterday, Sandwich. She snuck one of my pancake snacks right off the counter.
Right off the counter. Jack.
And the good thing about doing a confit in the sous vide is you don't need to use as much fat. Because otherwise, if you do the confit in the oven, then you have to completely submerge your meat in the fat. Whereas this, I only need to put maybe 2 tablespoons worth, maybe a little bit more. But when we seal it, we're taking all the air out, and that way it'll be completely covered in fat. Yeah, bad Doggo, for sure. I gave her a little spank on her thumb. She knew she was bad though. Like, she was like hunched down right after she did it. But she's like, I'm still gonna eat this. I know I was bad, but I just couldn't help it. And it's like, well, it's a good thing you're cute. I burned my wrist. You saw that, Nikki? I don't know what I did. Sam asked me the other day. This I did yesterday biking. I don't know. I punched something by accident. But those are kind of my only injuries this week. Not so bad. Not so bad. Oof. I have like a ton of burns everywhere. It's just happens. It happens. So we are nearing the end of the stream, guys. Don't know if anyone has any recommendations for raids. I'm sorry, Sandwich, that you just raided us and we're wrapping it up.
Do you want to go to the auto mechanic then?
Not really. Hehe, I'm glad you asked, Twinkle Toes. So I got this duck fat simply by buying whole ducks and rendering the fat out of it. So for example, when we pressure cook it and make the broth is you skim the fat off of the top. Another way to get the duck fat is if you cook duck breasts, that's where most of the fat is. And then you just strain off the fat as you cook the breast. But otherwise, you can buy duck fat in like little tubs at the store. It is the most expensive fat, I think, though, to buy and cook with. It's literally liquid gold. So that's why I'm always saving it. There's usually always a little tub of duck fat in the fridge. So now we don't need to even melt this or anything like that. It'll melt as soon as we put it in the water tomorrow. I'm gonna have another spoonful of food because this is delicious. The food saver. It might be a little bit loud for those of you using headphones, so just be aware of that. Kind of the same thing as the coffee grinder. Yeah, we've had the Innova for, what, 4 years almost now?
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that is like the best home use immersion circulator on the market for the price.
Yeah, the States can get a Joule.
A Joule?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's the jewel as well, which is a bit smaller. But like we even use an Anova at the restaurant as well, so you know it's good. And usually there's always a sale where you can get one for like $100, and it's like a futuristic pressure cook, or sorry, not a pressure cooker, a slow cooker. Okay, there we go, guys. Duck is all ready to go for tomorrow. So it's gonna cook for 8 hours at 180 Fahrenheit. So I'll be dropping that in at 9 a.m. That way it'll be done at 5. We'll let it rest for about an hour, and then we'll crisp up the skin. You wonder if they're crammed like that, will they cook right? It's not really on top of itself. The only part that is on top of itself is like the bone, which doesn't really matter. But the rest of the legs are spread out. And you do want to make sure that when you're cooking sous vide that you do have like a nice flat bag of stuff. You don't want everything bunched up because then it totally won't cook right. That's a good point, Matt. I guess I didn't say that just because I know it already. So thank you, man. Thank you. Hey, I saw that raspberry creme brulee cheesecake, Sam. That's the one that I was gonna make. Maybe we'll make it tomorrow. I'm looking at who's on. I don't know, Sammy. Where are we gonna go raid? Who's it gonna be? Oh, Matt, I'm actually so glad that you were able to see, like, all of the cooking, I think, right? Like, you came in at the perfect time. We were just starting the risotto. You don't need to see all that prep. You already know how to do that stuff. When are we doing the cinnamon rolls? So I have not set a date yet, but I will let you know, Nike. And actually, why don't you let me know what day works best for you so that you can be there on stream when we make it. Bye, Omat. Much love. You take care of yourself, man. Splinter Cat, I am stoked that you found us as well. It's awesome to have an Islander watching at like the exact same time. And yeah, the invite's always open if you want to come down to the restaurant while I'm working and have a meal. That would be awesome. I would recommend that. Or if you're interested in like going out to eat with Samurai, let us know. We're always down to meet new people because we're kind of new here too. I mean, it was just 2 days ago that we had our 1 year anniversary being in this house.
That's crazy.
Let's do Chef John Reed. We did Pot Quest last week, Nike, and I have not gone into Chef in a while. So let's go see another food streamer. You refuse to allow this. Matt, we gotta get out there. It's a beautiful day. Cheers, it's 4:20. 4:20 for you. Cheers, my man. Okay, let's do this. We will be back tomorrow cooking duck confit with potatoes, a fried egg. It's gonna be good. So take care, guys. Thank you for all the love today, the donations, the biddies, the resubs, the new subs, the follows. It all adds up. Okay, have a good one, guys.